This is what we're working on today, y'all. We're working on an old Yukon. So we're gonna put some more brakes on here today. It's been doing a lot of squeaking. It didn't get to the rubbing part yet, but I think they are pretty bad. So we're gonna try to get those squared away today. We got the tire off on this side. Got tire off on this side right here. So like I said, I don't know how bad they are, but I know they've been squeaking so bad and it's been getting on my nerves. So we're gonna go ahead and get that squared away. I'm sorry I didn't film it, film me jacking up everything and putting jack stands up under here, taking out the caliper, but so we can take a look at the brakes, see what we got, and then we're gonna take a look at the new brakes and see the difference between the two, and then we'll cut you back. All right, what we're gonna do now, y'all, is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna depress the compress the brake caliper to let the brakes kind of put the piston back in, so we can get, so we can get it off. So what I usually do, I usually use this or something like a flathead or something like that. I usually use something like this, but we're gonna use this. Okay. Let's turn the wheel a little bit, y'all. I'm out here already. Let's depress it. Let's depress it a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, that's what you want right there. Alright, let's go ahead. We're gonna do the other side, y'all. Alright. Okay. All right, y'all, let's see what we got. Yep, that'll work. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna grab our tools that we're gonna need. I forgot what this is right here, what that is, but what we'll do is we'll just take the bottom, we'll take this bottom screw off right here, and we'll just flip it up. Once we take this bottom, y'all, it look like we can use a 19. I got a 19 millimeter, so we're gonna actually see if this 19 millimeter work. I think it will. So let me see, I'm gonna show you guys. So this is what I always use, Milwaukee, if you're listening. I got a lot of Milwaukee tools, but I would love some more. So if you guys are seeing this message, man, make sure y'all get with me, and I will try some tools out. But this is what I usually use to get off my lugs on, get my tires and lugs off, stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use this to see if we can go ahead and get these off. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. When we get this, we're gonna take this one off, and then we're gonna flip the caliper. We're gonna flip it up and over. We'll get something to hold it, and we're gonna go ahead and get the brakes off, which is the brake pads. We're gonna go ahead and get those off. Looks like it's pretty dry up under here, so that's a good thing. We don't have fluids or nothing leaking, so that's a good thing. So we're gonna come back, we're gonna do this side, and then we're gonna do this other side. Yeah, so we're gonna do both sides. Try to do both of them at the same time. So that's where we are at right now. When we cut you back, we'll have our tool to go ahead and take those bolts off, and we'll be back. So we're gonna see if we can just use this to get that off. Well, to get these lugs and loosen those up a little bit. We might have to get some vice grips, and sometimes you have to get vice grips and put the vice grips right here. Put them vice grips right there to hold this, so you can unscrew this. So let's go ahead and let's do that right now. We're gonna go ahead and get some vice grips, y'all, so we won't have to. It might come on out. Let me see. Let me bring y'all over here. I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing. So this is the bolt that we want to undo right here. Bolt out. We already got it compressed in, so just wiggle it a little bit. All right, so as you can see, this back pad right here, oh my goodness, that was down low. A teeny bit of pad left right there. So it looks like, yep, we're gonna try to push those back in as much as we can, and then I'll get back with you. Hold on just a second. All right, y'all. All right, so basically what we got to do right now is just go ahead and take off these old pads. take off the old pads. So a lot of times you can just take them off. They'll just slide off real easily. But if they can't get them off easily, just take your pry bar like this. Just kind of stick it in there. Do it like this. Comes off. Stick that in there. Do it like this. Comes off. Alright, so this is real bad. So you can see the difference. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys the new ones, the newer pads. Okay, here's the new pads right here. As you can see, they're a lot thicker than the pads that were on there. A lot thicker. And also another thing to note on these pads is you have they're a little bit different. They're the same, it's the same pads, but they're a little different. You have this long part, and then you have a straight edge, and then you have a curved edge. So this one actually, these go on the back. This goes on the front of it. Let me just say the back of the rotor, this goes on the back of the rotor, this goes on the front of the rotor. So we want to get the two of those that's just alike. So we'll take this right here, because you always want to match up. You always want to match up your brake pad. So here's the one with the straight edge. So this matches up with that one. And we're going to get one. This one actually matches up with this one. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead, slide these pads on. We're gonna check the hardware. We're gonna check the hardware on here and make sure that hardware is good and everything. And I don't have any grease, but I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna see if I can find some grease to kind of put on these pivot points right here, just so we won't get any we don't want any friction. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lube those up real good, top and bottom, and we will be back. All right, y'all, I didn't have any grease or lithium grease or anything like that, so just for a little added friction control, I just put a little WD-40 right here in these little grooves right here, top and bottom, just so it won't be friction on friction. At least it'll have something there to actually give it a little decent amount of let's pull these back a little bit. Give it a little decent amount of these right here. What actually start to scrub these things right here. This is what starts to scrub, so it gives you a little warning. So sometimes they'll get a little bit too close, so you just have to kind of get in there and just kind of pull it back just a hair. Pull it back just a hair, so it won't, so you can make sure that it doesn't scrub. I don't think it's gonna scrub too much. I think it's gonna be all right. So we're gonna go ahead and install the new pads. Alright, got the back one on. Now it's time to get this front one on. Alright, front one. Alright, new pads installed on driver's side. Well, we're not ready yet, but we got to go ahead. What we got to do now, y'all, we got to push these back in. They came out a lot, but it didn't come out all the way, so we good. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the old brake pad, and we're going to push these back in. Once we push these back in, we can slide it back down, lock this side back down, and we'll be good. All right, y'all, we got our C-clamp, so we can clamp it to here. What we'll do is we'll clamp it on here, and we'll what we'll do is we're gonna push this back in. Once we push it back in, we ought to be good where we can close this down. So let's get us an old brake pad and put the old brake pad up here, and then we're gonna compress them. Yeah, so we don't want it on the pads or anything like that. We just want to put it right here in this little spot. Just one little dab right there. One little dab right there. We'll do a little dab up here. And a little dab right here. All right. Now let's go back with the pads. All right, got that secure in there. Let's get the other pad. All right, here's the other pad. Just kind of get them in there, get a little wiggle. Boom. In there, new pads. Thick. It's probably gonna make a difference in the brake pedal too. The brake pedal might have came up some since they was kind of a lot low. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna compress these calipers back in. Once we compress those, we can close it back onto the brakes, and we'll be good to go. All right, guys, we got it on. So it's gonna look kind of like this. If you can get it, get your seat clamp to kind of looking like this, it should work for you. So this is all I do. I kind of see, if you watch that piston. That piston is slowly going in, y'all. That's exactly what we want it to do. We want that piston to go all the way down as far as possible. Okay, it's almost down. All right. All right. So it looks like we got to get this one down also. So let's go ahead and try back. All right, y'all, we got both of them compressed back in. So that should give us enough space where we can go ahead and close it down. Make sure the pads are in there properly. Let's close it down, see what we got. Okay, it's stopping, so let's see where we at. All right. All right, so we got this bottom one. Got to push that in so it'll, boom. There it go. All right, so we're gonna put this bolt back in, and we're gonna we're gonna wait to pump it right now. We'll pump both sides at the same time. Get back with you. All right, we got the bolt in, so let's go ahead and make sure they're tight. Let's go the other direction. All right, back tight. So let's do the same thing on the other side. All right, let's get these pads off, y'all. Yeah, that right there, that crack in there, that'll screech and growl and all kind of stuff. So you just don't want that. So yeah, it was beyond time to go ahead and change these out. But the good thing is we have the new ones, and we'll get through with this side in a minute. We're gonna go ahead and get a little WD-40, and we're gonna put a little WD-40 right here in these little spots right here, bottom and top. Since we don't have any brake grease to actually put on that hardware, I want to go ahead and put some WD-40. It's gonna help the problem. As long as it's some kind of lubricant there, it's gonna help the situation. But eventually the WD-40 will dry up because it's not like lithium grease or anything like that. So, but it helps out a lot, y'all. So we'll be back. I'm trying to let y'all see this before it really started raining. It looked like it's about to rain, so I was taking my time trying to explain to y'all what was going on. But I'm gonna put a little pep in my step since it seemed like it's about to rain. But you guys just stay with me. Just stay with me and stick with me for a second. We'll be done in a minute. Another thing too, y'all want to try to get it in the middle as much as possible so they'll go down evenly. But sometimes you can only do one at a time, so which is okay. So. Take this top off, y'all. Oh, much better. All right, y'all, it's starting to rain on me, y'all, so we're gonna hurry up and do this right quick, y'all. I wish it wouldn't rain because I got another project to do, which is this right here. I got to crank my other truck up, so I want to let you guys see the process on that, but we might be able to come back out a little bit later. Right. That'll work, y'all. Okay. Let's see if we can get some clothes action, y'all. All right, y'all, we back in now. All right, y'all, we're gonna snug everything up. All right, so now we gotta do, y'all, all we gotta do now, y'all, is we gotta pump these brakes back up. Once we pump these brakes back up, they're gonna stretch back out. Pads gonna be sitting on your rotor, and we're gonna be good to go. And that should give us, they should be good enough to where they won't do any squealing or anything like that. So we'll get back to you. We're gonna go ahead and pump it up. Make sure we got enough brake fluid. Now what I did do, I did unloosen my cap. On here, I unloosened it a little bit so it wouldn't be so hard to compress back in. But we didn't lose any fluid. We still at the max line right here. Still at max, so we still good. So we're gonna close that back up. We're good on it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here. Oh, and one day we're gonna get into this thing right here that I have operating in here. You guys might not know what it is, but my guys that deal with the big three, they probably know exactly what this is. But I got to do a little cleaning up under here. So a lot of these wires are getting kind of corroded at the end. So I might have to do a video for you guys where I show you how to take these ends off, put you some new ones on. I usually have the tools and everything to actually clamp these ends back on there for any kind of battery cable. But anyway, that's gonna be for another video, y'all. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pump this up. We're gonna pump this up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, pump up. Okay, it's already getting tight. That's a good thing. All right, so we should be back tight. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna straighten the wheels back up, put the tires back on, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna end that video for today once I put the tires on. All right, guys, that's gonna about wrap it up for this video. That's the end of this video. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe and turn on those post notifications. And we're gonna see you next time.